Well, thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So, can you tell me what led you to the MAPW program?
Well, of course, my undergraduate work was what led me to it. That started in when I was 77, and I always had the itch all my life. Of course, I was a dropout, I just didn't. I started some night school when I graduated from high school in New York. But that only lasted a couple of months because I went into the Navy. And I foolishly did not pursue the opportunity of what we call the 5220. 5220 was a program that the government set up for veterans. And I could have gone to college then, and I didn't. And all my life I wanted it. Wanted the, it was kind of late for campus life, but I wanted the credential. So I enrolled, got my degree in 2007.
And that was in English?
Yeah, English major. And then still wanted to pursue it a little more, and I started on the certificate program. That didn't satisfy me, so I enrolled in the MAPW. Took the GRE and proceeded from there.
Now, did that satisfy you when you were able to get into the master's program?
Yes.
Why?
Well, first of all, the social aspect. I won't say most important, but that was a great factor. I enjoyed campus life, enjoyed class, enjoyed being with you young people, and everybody was so helpful to me. Not only the professors, but the students as well. Because when I started on this journey, I was computer illiterate. And also hearing aids and 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement, and been a great journey. At any rate, that's one reason I went. And at that point, when I enrolled in the graduate program, I had honest intentions to write.
Had you had those your whole life?
Yes, I've always enjoyed writing.
Yeah.
Always.
I remember reading in your manuscript, you would, like, specifically when your first child was born, you wrote a letter to your wife.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about kind of when you were writing that letter?
I've always been able to express myself much more clearly through writing than I have verbally.
Yeah.
I like to speak. I enjoy public speaking, as a matter of fact, addressing an audience. But it's only through writing that I feel I can be entirely lucid. Yeah, I've always enjoyed putting pen to paper. It was a great trend. It's a funny thing. Even after I started working on the computer, I always had to write everything on a yellow pad first, and then type it up. Now, if I want to write a personal note and I don't want it to be typed, I have to do it on the computer first and then write it out. So there's that reversal. I'm much more. Well, I learned to type at a very young age in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a touch typist. That made that was the only talent I brought to the computing world.
Explain what a touch typist is.
Well, you don't have to look at the keyboard.
Okay.
Just go.
Yeah. And did you learn on a typewriter?
Oh yeah.
So is that more like index
It's
finger
the same
typing?
keyboard on a typewriter.
I know that my granddad, when he taught me how to type on a typewriter, it was all index fingers.
Yeah. I still have an old portable here.
Yeah. So you said that you were surprised by the amount of help that you got once you were in the program. Is that something you were anticipating? Were you worried about it?
I was worried about it. I had a good deal of trepidation. After all, at my age and with my physical incapacities, I knew it was going to be a challenge. But everybody was so helpful. I mean, particularly the female students, young women, they adopted me as grandpa. So they were always eager to help.
Yeah.
Explain what to do with the computer. And I was diligent. I really was a good student. On the master's program, I finished with a 3.9 GPA.
So after you graduated from the program, I mean, what kind of sense of accomplishment did you feel?
Well, along the way, I became, my wife and I became good friends with Dan Papp. So I have to say the biggest single thrill was on the dais for both the undergraduate and the graduate degree. He interrupted the ceremony sort of by giving me a big hug on stage.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that was the greatest instance. But I guess I learned to buy my own hype.
What do you mean by that?
Or buy other people's hype. Well, everybody, while I didn't consider it a struggle, it really wasn't for me. Everybody considered it a great accomplishment at my age. To matriculate and then to go on to the graduate program and so forth. So since everybody thought it was great, I bought it. And that brought satisfaction.
Yeah. Do you think that you changed a lot as a writer from before you were in the MAPW program and now?
I changed a lot as a reader, that's for sure, because every time I read constantly, I always have, all my life, all my adult life. Now when I read, I spot the, well, let's say that I'm not a great subject for the suspension of belief that you look for when you write fiction, because I understand the devices that are used and so forth. That sort of interrupts the flow of thought. Have I changed as a writer? I don't know, because I don't do a lot of writing. I bet all I do is great emails. I write great, at least people tell me, and congratulatory, and all that sort of thing.
For the students that are thinking about entering the program, for the students that are in the program, like in the midst of it, would you have any advice for them?
I would very much encourage anybody in the program to go beyond the subjects that are covered in the classroom. Or at least, you know, it's like when you go online to look something up, you can settle for Wikipedia, or you can go beyond and, well, you certainly know if you worked in journalism, you can go, there are all different degrees of depth. And I would encourage anybody in the program not just to accomplish what they set out for them, but to go beyond that.
To dig deeper.
Yeah, dig deeper, work harder.
The program is what you make of it?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. I made it a point early in every semester to visit, take advantage of the professor's offer to visit them in their office and get in there early to find out, to get to know them better on a one-to-one basis, and to find out really what they would like to see in a student, and then try to, you know, work at it that way.
And that benefited you?
Oh yeah.
How?
Communication always benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you do what you do. The student who waits for a problem to consult with the professor is foolish. It's foolish because then the only focus is on the problem and not on the overall goal.
So what was some of the best advice you got from professors while you were pursuing your MAPW degree?
I would have to say that most of my help from a professor came from Tony, because he was, after all, my track, creative writing, and the workshops were very, very helpful and fun. Enjoyed workshops.
For any future students that are thinking about getting the MAPW degree you got, what would a motivating factor? How would you motivate them? How would you tell them, encourage them to go after it? What do you think that they would glean?
Yes, I can't say. You know, I know it would be wonderful. I came up with one. I thought that would cover everybody, but it would be different for each person I spoke with.
Okay, that's fair.
I would have to first ask him or her, you know, what do you want? And see if it was, you know, a realistic goal, if it sounded right. My commencement speech, which I did the year after I graduated from my undergraduate course. I was asked to do the commencement speech for the graduating class.
Yeah.
And my theme was take action. And I quoted conventionally Emerson, unconventionally Ayn Rand. And this would be the main thing I would say to answer that question. If you feel that something you should do it. don't let procrastination stand in your way, as I did all those years. Jump on it, do it. You'll find out later if it was right or wrong. But if you don't do it, you're going to regret it.
Great. All right, well, thank you so much for letting us come and interview. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Fun. Thank you.